building real, lasting wealth often comes down to using specific tools to make the absolute most of your money and your life. For most of us growing up in America, we were taught a single formula. Work hard, put in 40 or 50 hours every week, save whatever is left over, and hope it's enough to comfortably enjoy our retirement years. But as the years go by, many people realize that trading physical hours for dollars has a natural limit. You can only work so many hours, and you only have so much energy. The truly wealthy play by a completely different set of rules. Their secret isn't working twice as hard. It's using a strategy called leverage.
In the simplest terms, leverage means using a small amount of something you have to produce massive, outsized results. Just like a physical lever allows a single person to lift a heavy boulder with minimal effort, financial leverage allows smart investors to control large assets, multiply their income, and protect their future without burning themselves out. There are 7 main types of leverage that rich people use to grow and preserve their wealth. Understanding how these tools work will give you practical, powerful ideas for managing and growing your own money. Welcome back to Teddy's Wealthcraft. Before we get into the details, please take a moment to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more wealth-building insights. Now, let's get started.
Number 1, other people's knowledge. As human beings, none of us can know everything. Everyone has different talents, specialized skills, and areas of expertise. Trying to master every subject on your own isn't just exhausting, it wastes precious years of your life. As personal finance author Robert Kiyosaki famously said, an intelligent person hires people who are more intelligent than he is. When you leverage the knowledge, skills, and hard-earned experiences of others, you immediately tap into resources and solutions that you didn't have before. Think about where this wealth of knowledge comes from. Seasoned CPAs, estate planning attorneys, experienced business consultants, mentors, and financial coaches.
Why spend 10 or 15 years learning through painful trial and error when a trusted expert can teach you the right strategy or steer you away from a catastrophic mistake in just a couple of hours? Many everyday folks don't realize this, but successful people actively gather to share ideas, strategies, and industry secrets. They form what is known as a mastermind group. In these groups, like-minded individuals meet regularly to pool their collective wisdom, analyze market shifts, and solve complex problems together. By leveraging other people's knowledge, you get immediate access to decades of collective experience, allowing you to make smarter financial decisions with total confidence.
Number 2, other people's money. People use other people's money every single day in conventional ways. For example, when someone buys a new car or a home, they take out a loan from a bank. The bank uses the deposited funds of everyday savers to provide that loan. However, the wealthy use other people's money in a fundamentally different way. Most consumers use debt and credit cards to buy liabilities, things like clothes, electronics, and depreciating goods that take cash out of their pockets. The wealthy use other people's money strictly to acquire assets that generate more money than the debt costs. This is the vital distinction between bad debt and good debt. Bad debt means buying things you can't afford with money you don't have, leaving you with interest payments and no return. Good debt means using low-cost loans to purchase large income-producing investments that you couldn't otherwise acquire on your own. Let's look at a clear example.
Imagine an investor wants to buy a small apartment building priced at $3 million. Even a high earner might not have $3 million in cash sitting idle. But if they put down 20%, which is $600,000, and finance the remaining $2.4 million through a bank, they are using other people's money to gain full control of a $3 million income-generating property. The rental income from the tenants pays down the mortgage, covers all expenses, and puts cash flow directly into the owner's pocket. Now, what if the investor doesn't have the $600,000 down payment either? They can still leverage other people's capital through investment partnerships. Suppose they bring in 3 private investors who each contribute $200,000 to cover the down payment. Each partner receives a 25% equity stake in the deal, representing $750,000 worth of property value each. Without using any of their own personal cash, the original organizer secures control and an equity stake in a multi-million-dollar asset.
Of course, structuring deals like this takes experience and credibility, but the principle is universal. Look at how major American companies expand. Amazon didn't build thousands of massive fulfillment centers solely using daily cash profits. They took out structured loans and leveraged credit to build warehouses across the country rapidly. This allowed them to offer lightning-fast shipping and dominate the retail landscape. Money is simply a tool. As long as what you earn from an investment is higher than what you owe on the loan, you are using leverage to build wealth at a speed that traditional saving could never match.
Number 3, other people's work. To see how this works in real life, let's compare two business owners, Paul and John. Paul decides to open a local restaurant. He wants full control over every single detail. Paul stands at the door to welcome guests, walks to the tables to take orders, cooks the food in the kitchen, delivers the plates, and sweeps the floor at the end of the night. Before long, Paul faces a major issue. When the dining room fills up, orders get backed up. Customers grow frustrated by the long wait times, and many walk out the door. In this scenario, Paul is the ultimate bottleneck of his own business. His income and growth are restricted because one person can only do so much in an evening. Now, look at John. John opens a similar restaurant, but he approaches it with a builder's mindset.
John hires skilled cooks for the kitchen, attentive waiters for the floor, and an experienced general manager to handle day-to-day operations. Because John leverages other people's work, every customer is served promptly and the restaurant runs smoothly. John isn't exhausted behind the grill, so he can focus on marketing, improving the menu, and opening a second location. John achieves vastly greater financial results because he removed himself as the bottleneck. The wealthy know that building real value requires organizing the labor and skills of a team rather than trying to do everything alone.
Number 4, other people's time. Time is our single most scarce and precious resource. No matter how wealthy or influential a person is, every human gets exactly 24 hours in a day. One defining habit of wealthy and successful individuals is how deliberately they leverage other people's time to protect and optimize their own. Every day, we are faced with tasks that are necessary but do not produce significant financial value. High-performing individuals delegate these low-value tasks so their own hours remain focused on high-impact activities. Consider the math. If an experienced professional, entrepreneur, or investor can create $5,000 of value in an hour by closing a deal or planning a strategy, it makes no economic sense for them to spend that hour washing their car or mowing the lawn when they could pay a local service $50 to handle it.
By paying someone $50 for their time, they buy back an hour worth $5,000, generating a massive net return on their time. This is why successful people routinely delegate routine household cleaning, vehicle maintenance, bookkeeping, and meal preparation. It's not about luxury. It's an intentional strategy to maximize the return on their most limited asset, their time.
Number 5, other people's ideas. Researchers estimate that the average human mind experiences between 60,000 and 80,000 thoughts and ideas every single day. That means exceptional, game-changing ideas can come from anyone at any time in any role. A great example of this is the famous story of Richard Montañez. Starting out as a plant janitor at Frito-Lay earning just $4 an hour, Montañez observed that the company didn't offer any products catering to the spicy flavor profiles popular in the Hispanic community. Taking matters into his own hands, he took some plain, unflavored Cheetos from the plant and experimented with his own chili spice recipe at home.
Recognizing the potential of his idea, he managed to pitch it directly to the CEO of the company. The executive team embraced the concept, leading to the creation of Flamin' Hot Cheetos, one of the most profitable product launches in modern snack history, generating billions of dollars in global sales. None of us holds a monopoly on great ideas. Often, true wealth comes from listening closely, recognizing the brilliance in someone else's idea, and combining it with the capital, marketing, or distribution needed to bring it to the world. When you connect good ideas with the right execution, incredible things happen.
Number 6, network and other people's resources. One aspect of wealth creation that is frequently overlooked is the immense power of personal relationships. You have likely heard the old saying, your network is your net worth. Building genuine, high-trust relationships gives you access to opportunities, platforms, and resources that you could never build from scratch by yourself. For example, imagine you want to write a book and turn it into a national bestseller. If you try to do it entirely alone, you have to build an audience from zero. But if you have spent years building a genuine connection with an established book publisher or media personality, you can reach out for guidance, direct introductions, and promotional support that puts your book in front of millions immediately.
Similarly, suppose you create a valuable service or product, but you don't have a large public platform. If you have relationships with influential leaders in your field who already have thousands of dedicated followers, you can partner with them to share your work with their audience. Through a strong network, successful people access distribution channels and resources that would take decades to build alone. Keep in mind, having a connection doesn't mean asking for one-sided favors. The wealthy approach networks by creating win-win proposals, arrangements where both parties clearly benefit and prosper together.
Number 7, automation systems. We live in a unique era in history where modern technology provides regular people with leverage that used to belong only to massive corporations. Today, almost anyone can use the internet to connect with millions of people through targeted platforms, online sales systems, and automated follow-ups. In the past, running a business or managing investments required physical storefronts, paper ledgers, and large administrative staffs. Today, you can spend a single weekend setting up an automated system that presents an idea, delivers value, and processes transactions 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
The internet and modern software are the great equalizers. When you set up reliable systems, you disconnect your earning potential from your physical labor, allowing your wealth to compound smoothly in the background. When you examine how wealth is truly built in America, it becomes clear it isn't about running faster on a financial treadmill. It's about stepping back and using the 7 key levers of wealth: other people's knowledge, other people's money, other people's work, other people's time, other people's ideas, strategic networks and resources, and automation systems. Thanks for watching today's episode on Teddy's Wealthcraft. If you found value in this breakdown, please give this video a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below, which of these 7 forms of leverage do you find the most powerful in your own life? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss our upcoming videos. Stay disciplined, build smartly, and I'll see you next time.